anything, I'm like, I'm dead right now inside.
By
Like,
your looks, yeah. I need
oh
a
no,
haircut.
I'm good. No, it's good. I just like I feel like, oh, I go, how am I gonna do this? And I'm just like, my husband's a bad influence. He's fucking bad.
My hair right now just looks like
Cute.
Bozo the Clown. It's popping off on the sides. I need a haircut. I need a beard trim. I need to make sure that it's a little bit better at just looking more classy. I look like I have bedhead 24/7.
It's okay. You're good. Don't worry. It's pandemic, honey. You're training.
Oh, pandemic and
Mm-mm.
training. At least everybody has an excuse of why they're not cleanly shaven or
Right?
facial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took my hair out, so it's just like all my hair,
Oh, you took your
uh,
hair out?
my real hair. Exciting. I mean, I had like the little things to like thicken my hair, little extensions. But yeah, I took them out. I'm like, I'm over it. I'm not, but I need a haircut. So.
So then who's Beauty and the Beast this one? Are you Beauty? Am I the
No,
Beast?
hell no, I'm not. I'm a bald bitch right now. I feel so bald. Like when you take your hair, we have like all this thick hair. Like I feel like I'm whatever. It's like this is how I feel.
That looks
Oh,
amazing.
doesn't it? It's like cousin it,
With it just cousin it right there. Just old
right?
school Adam
Wait,
Square.
I even have the glasses.
You have the glasses? You're about to put the glasses on?
Oh, hell yeah. So I'm coming in.
Oh my
This is how
gosh.
I'm
Could you
coming
just
in.
do the podcast like this the whole time?
I don't
Just
really care.
you have glasses over your hair, your bangs that are covering your face. Cousin it.
I don't give a shit. That's how I'm feeling right now because, yeah. Anyway, I had a great night last night, so we'll talk about that though.
Let's hear it. Let's hear your great night.
Okay, so you know how we had been talking about sliding into the DMs and stuff?
Oh, let's hear it.
Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah. Let's cheers. Okay, to this one. So there was a girl who was a fan. Whatever. So I send her a shirt. She's from Jacksonville. And she came up, I think she was stopped in Chicago for a little bit to visit some friends. And then she has some family here in Detroit area. So she's like, yeah, I'm going to be in town next week or whatever. And I was like, oh, cool, whatever. So she texted me. I said, we should hang out. Let's do dinner, like just whatever. And so yeah, so she hit me up. She sent me like her whole itinerary. I was like, oh, she wants me to know what she's up to. So it was cool. So I arranged a little babysitter. And I asked her, I'm like, do you care if my guy goes? Because we were going to have a date night anyway. And she's like, oh no, she was totally into that. So I was like, well, what do you like to drink? Because I don't know what's open right now, as far as restaurants, like if we do dinner, I don't know if you can if you can do drinks or whatever. Plus I kind of wanted to have some cocktails. So she's like, yeah, meet me at my hotel. So we drive down and it's kind of like dead downtown right now. So I was like, God, it was rainy. I was like, son of a bitch, maybe she don't want to go out and we can just like have some cocktails in the room, order something in. I was totally fine with that. So she's like, yeah, why don't you guys come up and whatever. So I was like, well, are you hungry? And she's like, well, not really right now. And I was like, okay. So she goes, well, let's just start drinking. She gets down on her knees and she said, fill the boat. And I was like, what is that? Like her mouth with alcohol. And this was before, because Professor Xavier, Professor X, went to go get some chasers. Because I was like, oh, we can't just drink this straight up Amsterdam pineapple vodka. And I was like, oh, okay. So she literally gets down on her knees, opens her mouth. I know, crazy. And, we talked for a few minutes, and then she got down and whatever. And then I was like, I'm not going to let you pour into my boat. I'm going to be the captain of this ship because I just didn't, hell no, I don't want her like whatever. So I did, we had a little cocktail and then Chuck came in and he's like, yeah, shit, Professor X. He's like, I see you guys are, already drinking. I was like, yeah, we had a little cocktail. Well, I hadn't eaten a ton, so I'm a lightweight anyway. So we just start talking and chilling, and the drinks are flowing. And then she's like, "Oh, I want to feel your boobs, or whatever." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And she's like, "Want to feel mine?" I didn't have a choice. She takes my hand, puts them on her tit. Yeah, I liked it. Very soft, very nice. And then I don't know, things got kind of fuzzy. We just, her and I kind of start kissing and having some fun. And, I didn't know, like Professor X always like knows his role. Like he's not invited in or he doesn't come to play unless he's invited in. So he sat there like a perfect gentleman. And her and I were just kind of having fun. And then I was hoping that they would have a little fun. I said, I'm going to use the restroom because if it was going to go like any further, I want to be fresh. And I always bring all my little things to tidy up and keep myself fresh. So they were kind of like flirting or whatever. So then she invited him in, and we had some fun, but I think she wanted to move slow. She didn't let him fuck her, but he fucked me. And then I was eating her out. So it was really sad, So we were just giving oral. It was just fun. It was just wild. And yeah, it was awesome. She actually just texted me. She said, let's see what she said. Yeah, let's see. She was really sweet. Very, very, very sweet. Very nice. Good afternoon. Hope you slept well, with a little double face. So yeah, so it was just kind of a wild random night. Like, he didn't drink a lot though, which is good. So yeah, I was feeling pretty wild this morning, but we needed that. We so needed that. I mean,
that's intense right there. So
it was, yeah, it's crazy. And I don't know. I kind of felt bad like leaving, but shit, I got a kid to get home to. Like, I have things to do.
That's her name from here on out, is Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm. So Jacksonville came up and she decided to have a little fun. And I mean, she was already ready for it. Obviously, she said, fill my boat.
Yeah. And I was like, I've never heard that. She was pretty aggressive, which I like. I like that both in men and women. I like the aggressor. Like, I don't want to, because, in everything in like work, I always have to play the aggressor. And that's work sometimes. You got to strategically plan how you're going to rip those pants off. And, so
she was
kind of nice. And she just was forward.
Is this like an older or younger lady?
No, she was only 32, like 31 or 32. Yeah.
Jacksonville knows what she likes,
Yeah, she was, I mean, really, like, I don't know. She had my shirt on, which was really kind of hot too. Like, she was
advertising everything.
He was. I was like, that's hot. Like, and then she was kind of giving advice. It was really cute about the podcast. She's like, I listened to it. She's like, and this was before anything had started happening, or we're talking, whatever, after our first shot. And she's like, I think you should just open with something sexual because, people that'll draw them in. And she's like, yeah, and everybody's always horny. And I was like, oh, like, these comments were so like, wow, like, she's really, and that was so nice because I'm always worried. I'm too nice. It pisses me off sometimes. I'm always worried about offending somebody or whatever, but
we can't worry about offending this.
Yeah, she took the lead. I loved it.
I love it. I punch people in the face for a living. You entertain people through their sexual fantasies. I'm pretty sure we've already offended multiple people already. So go as deep as you like. I mean, that was just an insane story. Mm-hmm. That was a slide in the DMs. And Jacksonville came through. She came in. She showed you a thing or two, and then I mean,
but in all honesty, I feel like wearing this belt today, it's my left belt because I kind of laid down this, I laid it down. I mean, so to speak, laid the smack down a little bit.
You laid the mac down. What belt is that right there?
This is so awesome. This is a championship belt. So this one, it has my a little nameplate with Lust. And I think it's so cool. It's a World Heavyweight Wrestling Champ belt.
Put it up to the camera. The light's kind of shining on it.
Isn't that awesome? I love it. Look how cool that is.
That's very detailed. Yeah. Wow, it's heavy. It looks heavy. It looks real. Heavy. You got diamonds in it. You have a crown. Is that a snake in there, or is that just like the design of the World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion?
Isn't that awesome? I love it.
No, that's amazing. For sure, you definitely get the championship belt from last night. You had the DM slide. You got the first story on the podcast of the successful DM slides. An actual meetup. I wish I wasn't in camp so I could have these amazing stories that I have to keep postponing over and over and over. It's so terrible.
That's okay. No, it's not, because when it's time, Julian, you are going to lay down the pipe so well. Like, these girls are going to, it's going to be good. All that pent up sexual energy, just like the guys, in the bubble, in the the, what do you call it? NBA bubble. I know we're going to talk about that too. So,
Yeah.
it's
It's
but
something. Yeah. I can't. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I've been crossing my T's and dotting my I's. You know what I mean? Like sitting here talking to all the beautiful ladies and just trying to set stuff up for later on. But I don't have that charisma that you have at this point, where you have people driving from Jacksonville, Florida, all the way up to the middle of the United States to come see you and get the quote of "fill my boat." I would have taken that way different than when you said "fill my boat." I was like, whoa, what does that mean? With New Amsterdam vodka? First off, let's stop for a second and let's talk about your choice of liquor. What is that?
That was hers. That was hers. I had never even heard of it. And and she's like, oh, I like, it was New Amsterdam, whatever. And I was like, I never even heard that. So it actually was not bad. It was really, it had a good, I don't know. I usually drink like, if I'm going to do flavored stuff, it's usually like Ciroc, but that was good. Pineapple. I enjoyed it. It was good. And
when it comes to levels of vodka, New Amsterdam would like be the most generic, like bottom tier of it. Like New Amsterdam gin, vodka. Like it would be like a call, or not even a call. It would be just like the house vodka at certain locations, whatever. It'd be like Topgolf. They have the New Amsterdam for their house stuff. But whenever you go call or premium, that means you're getting like Ciroc, you're going Grey Goose, you're doing Kettle One, things like that. So I don't know, man. New Amsterdam wasn't my cup of tea back when I drank. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not judging.
It's okay. You're judging Jacksonville. It's okay.
You're a hardcore chick if you're drinking New Amsterdam and you tell someone on your knees to fill my boat.
Maybe that explains a headache. I usually don't get headaches, after. So maybe that's why, or maybe I'm just in denial at the fact that I really drank a lot last night. So either way, I don't regret it. So I would do it again and again.
I would love to hear these stories again and again. And I'm pretty sure we'll have a lot. Keep coming. But last night,
what did you do? What did you do?
I watched the fights. So last night, my nephew was baptized, and I was supposed to be the godfather, but I found out since I've never been baptized, I can't become the godfather. So I don't really know what that means. But anyway, so I had to go there. He was getting baptized, and we watched the fights the whole time. So I was with family and watching fights and watching them eat good food because I'm on a diet and losing weight. So it's been painful. It's been fun. I just can't wait till, after my fight to where I can sit there and talk about all the fun things that I can do and not have to be so strict. But yeah, last night the fights were impressive. They're amazing. It was the middleweight division, which I'm a part of. I had Shahbazyan versus Derek Brunson, and man, that fight went exactly how I predicted. On my Instagram, I posted Edmund to be the winner, and I don't know why I did that. But when I placed my bets, if you would see the bets and the amount of money I made just off Derek Brunson, it was ridiculous. I called the round. I called how he was going to finish it. I called everything. And
go ahead. I was gonna say it was an intense fight. Like, I don't know. See, I felt, I don't know. It was intense, like the first couple rounds, but do you think that they should have called it a little bit sooner than what they did? Well,
that's the thing. So when I was watching this at the beginning when I was watching this, like towards the end of the second, I sat there and it was you can see that Edmund broke. You can see he got emotional in the first round whenever Brunson took Edmund down to the ground. Edmund was fighting his way up. He got up and then he started throwing harder and trying to push it faster while Brunson was evading. You can see he got emotional. You could see he's never been in that situation. So then you see what happens. And then the second round, which he hasn't been, Edmund Edmund, look, you got to
Yeah.
look at this. Edmonds knocked out literally his last three opponents. He knocked out Charles Bird in 38 seconds. He knocked out Jack Marshman, finished him in a minute 12, and then knocked out Brad Tavares in 2 minutes and 27 seconds. He's literally, that's like 4 minutes total he's had in 3 fights. And the fight before that, when he had a split decision over Darren Stewart, it went 3 rounds, but you could see him fade in the third. And Darren, I thought Darren almost finished him in the third, but it comes to that deal. After that first round, you saw his emotionals rise. And then it went into the second round, and you can see he started slowing down. He didn't have the same pop. He didn't have that. He hasn't been there. And then Brunson, being the guy that he's been, I mean, Brunson's been through, this is his 4th main event,
Yeah.
and Brunson in that pace, he ended up taking him down. At the end of the round, he was landing bombs, and it almost looked like Edmund was knocked out. I was like,
yeah, it was bad. I am surprised that they didn't call it and they allowed him to go into the third round. But my heart, I was just, you could see he was hurt. He felt defeated. He was worn down. Like I don't know, but he didn't want to, throw in the towel. He's a fighter. That's what he does, but, I enjoyed it, but it becomes painful for me to watch when I see that these guys, and I know this is what you guys do, but at the end of the day, it breaks my heart. You put it all, you guys are giving everything that you have. And, man, it was intense. So I'm glad it didn't go much further into that third round.
I mean, the Dana, I saw an interview, Dana was talking about between that he's mad at the doctor for not stopping it. In all honesty, if you look closely, I thought Herb Dean waved the fight off at the end of the second. Herb literally backs up Brunson with his left arm and then waves with his right arm while keeping his eye on Edmund Shahbazyan, and seeing him roll to get up. And it just, I don't know, we went to the break right after that in the commercial, and when it came back, I'm glad it was stopped, and I'm glad Herb jumped in. Like he didn't even wait. It was 26 seconds into the third round, and the moment he went to the ground, he took 2 punches on the ground, maybe 3, and Herb already stopped it. He knew that this guy was going to be in danger, which is awesome because the week prior we had those 2 fights that Herb let go way too long. But Herb, the doctor should have stopped the fight in the second round.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's just it's just so hard, but Herb made the right call. And two, though, like the coaches, like I don't know, do you guys get mad? I mean, if your corner's calling it, I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on the guy, but why wouldn't his own call it? You know what I mean?
I don't
they could see he's hurting.
I don't like Edmund's coach. It's Edmund. I can't think of his. And that's just my personal opinion. I've had friends that fought under him, and I feel like he's ruined their careers. And the thing is that look, Edmund Shahbazyan has a lot ahead of him. He has a whole bunch of potential. He's a solid kid. He's 10-0, and he's already in the top 10. Granted, he's up there now. He's stuck there. There's a lot of fun fights that you can do with him, and they've already built a name around him. But
right.
It's tough in that situation because this kid's 20 years old and he just suffered. He went into the first round, and you now know his weakness. You get in the second round, Edmund's going to break. Edmund broke in the second round. You saw him give up when it wasn't going his way. And it's because he's never had that type of fight before. He's only got just stuff handed to him. Now he fought
the knockouts.
Yeah, and he can knock people out. He's got the power. But Darren Stewart, with him and Darren Stewart, if you rewatch that fight with Darren Stewart, Edmund, constantly was taking down Darren. He would literally hang on Darren and hold Darren. All he did was hold on to him the entire time, and he never let go. And then the third round, Darren would get up and Darren would piece him up on his hands or stand up, but it would always get the ground. He got 8 takedowns, Edmund did, in that fight. And you could see it exhaust him. And in the third round, Darren Stewart was on top of him, and it was not good. I mean, you can see Edmund's head bouncing off the canvas like a basketball. You could see elbows. He was split open. He was way, way worse. But in that fight, it showed that, it showed his cardio. It showed if he has somebody there that he can't, do what he wills, then he doesn't, he kind of breaks. And it was a split
Yeah.
decision. One judge had it for Darren, two judges had it for Edmund. I had it for Darren in that fight. It's just, I think they rushed it too hard. Even though he's got the knockouts and he knocked the right people out to get to where he's at, I think he needed that extra time. Whereas, like, if we look at this, like, let's look at Vicente Luque last night. Vicente has been in some brawls. He's been in some amazing stuff. But that guy just scored his 11th knockout last night.
That's crazy. Yeah, and he was wearing out. Now I can't. Brown's leg. He was absolutely. And the thing is, he doesn't have a lot of mass on his leg, so those kicks really hurt him. It forced him to change his stance. And it seemed like, you know, Luque was more kind of strategic, and he was to me like patient. I don't know. I just that was a good fight, though. I mean, they were both taking some hard hits. That was really, I enjoyed that one.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. Like you just said, Vicente Luque was hitting that calf and kicking that calf, and it's because Randy likes to lean heavy on his front lead leg to throw his power shots to get a lot of his knockouts or to get his boxing style going, which he's amazing at. He has some kicks, but they're not as, you know, as accurate or as powerful as Vicente Luque, or as some would say. But yeah, he wore him out. He was shooting body shots. He wasn't always going for the head. And Vicente just stayed fundamentally strong. But he's learned that over time. Randy is a tough person. And Vicente's he was an Ultimate Fighter. When he was an Ultimate Fighter, he's fought the people. But notice how he's not already up at the top 10. You know, and he's been in it for a long time. And he's at his 11th career knockout. He has fought and knocked out so many people in the UFC and has done a lot, but he's not rushing to the top 15 or the top 10. Why is that? Because he needed to develop himself. Now, when he goes to the top 10, that guy is developed. Vicente is developed enough to be able to explode and blow up inside of that, you know, top 10 division. I mean, that guy has everything you need. He has the jiu-jitsu, he has the power, he has the heart, he has the will, he has the chin. And his finish last night was so fight IQ, it was insane, you know, that he had his opponent tired at the end of the second with 15 seconds left. His opponent let him hold the front headlock. Vicente saw him. Randy Brown went to put his hands on the ground. Vicente Luque pulled him up so his hands didn't touch the ground, so he can throw that knee to the head, which ultimately ended in the finish 3 seconds prior to the round ending. And it's like that right there, most people won't think of pulling that up so you can get the knee. Had he not did that, he would have needed a ground opponent and he would have lost the fight. That is experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I listened to you talk, and I realized, like, I should never bet again because I thought it was going to be Brown for the upset. And then I had Shahbazyan. I'm like, no, he's going to win. He's going to knock him out in the first round. That's what I thought. I would have lost. Good thing. Yeah. I don't know. I just, I'm so mad. You know, I didn't bet any money this week, but anyway, I would have lost. So I am going to bet on you because obviously this is your arena, and you know these guys, you know what they're capable of, you know their fighting style, you know the coaches. But anyway, I mean, great fighting
is fun. Betting is fun. I love betting, but I don't let it consume me.
Yeah,
and I don't go crazy. But it's super smart that you know, like to make these bets, and we can kind of go into that. Like, I've been betting last night, and it was since NBA started, since this stuff, betting has been amazing.
Yes,
it has built up a lot, and you know, we can get into that here in a second. I don't want to jump into the bets and tell you what I did and how much I just made from this stuff, but we let's get a little bit of hype stuff. You know, this week this week's a fun week, and it's going to be, it's a jam-packed week. We have the premiere of the Dana White Contender Series. So let's do a quick
Ooh.
little broadcast and let everyone know what's coming up this week. All right. Here we go. We on our fight breakdown, August 4th, we have Dana White Contender Series, Season 4, Episode 1, or Week 1. It is Ty Flores with Dustin Jacoby at the light heavyweight division. Two strong strikers. August 7th, we have Bellator 243, Michael Chandler versus Benson Henderson 2. That is going to be a crazy matchup right there. August 8th, we have UFC Fight Night, Derek Lewis versus Alexei Olenek. These two are coming back. Lewis has lost a lot of weight, and he's actually found a new ground to himself to where he is looking mean, but Olenek somehow figures out to find a way to get these finishes. We're going into our boxing realm now. In August 7th, we have in Bentwood, England on DAZN, we have Terry Harper versus Natasha Jones for the WBC title. Natasha Jones trying to take Terry Harper's title. August 8th on FS1, we have Jamal James versus Thomas Dulome. And this is for the interim WBC interim title. Now, these matchups are going to be awesome. And we have what, 6 fights right there. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different fights that are coming up just in this week alone on Bellator, UFC, boxing, Contender Series. We're about to see top prospects. We're about to see title changes. We're about to see title contentions. And this is going to be fun. This is going to be a great week. And there's going to be a lot of content to get, especially the Contender Series. That is where I came from. I would not be in the position I am today had it not be for that Contender Series show. And man, I'm pumped.
That's exciting. So who is in this Contender Series? How do they pick these people? How does all this happen? Talk to us about this.
So Dana White Contender Series takes the top prospects from all around the globe and puts them in an octagon and gives them an opportunity to get a UFC contract. Now, what makes this more fun than most is that just winning isn't enough. It's about showing who you are and being yourself, but going after the win, knowing that you have on the line a UFC contract that can change your income, that can change your life, that can change your name. It is you going out there, putting it all on the line, and that's what they like. And every single person that has came from the Contender Series has just produced dynamite for the UFC. These guys are getting noticed now. They're getting the ability to showcase these amazing, impressive skills. I mean, we have Sugar Sean O'Malley's one of them. Edmund Shahbazyan's one. Myself, Julian Marquez. We have Dan Ige, who just fought Calvin Kattar in the main event. The list goes on. It's nonstop. And Contenders, this is what it is. It's on ESPN Plus, 5 fights in one night. It's going to be an hour and a half on Tuesday night. You might as well click on it, watch it. I mean, Dustin Jacoby is literally a glory fighter, kickboxing style. And that's the same exact, weight class that he was in Israel Adesanya. So we saw what Israel Adesanya did. Now let's see what Dustin Jacoby can do this Tuesday night.
I'm excited. I'm not going to lie. I mean, NBA's back, got MMA, like UFC. This is amazing. I feel like we're getting there, and especially I love the fact that these things a lot of them are during the week, which is so nice because, what are you going to do during the week? You work and, there's not much to do. So I will be making a note of that for Tuesday for sure. Because, I'm kind of nerdy and trying to make notes. Tuesday night. That is awesome.
And you just talked about it, basketball. What?
I know. I'm so excited. I did catch a little bit of the Clippers Lakers game on Thursday night. I have to say that and the Lakers won by 2, but LeBron looked a little rusty on defense. But he'll come around. Paul George, he did all right. He did pretty good. It was an intense game. I love it. I love to have it back. But my thing is, if I'm trying to think who was out, if it was Anthony Davis, I think it was. Yeah, he played pretty well. But Lou Williams was hurt for the Clippers. So, he's a good one off the bench. And if he was playing, there would have been a good chance that the Clippers could have won. But do you know why Lou Williams wasn't playing?
No, I don't.
I'll tell you why. Because this is kind of a funny story. So, NBA's in the bubble. It's in Orlando. So, I mean, it's not terrible. I think one player had said, it's like being in prison. Yeah, that's a little far cry from prison. But I guess Lou Williams had to go to a funeral. It was his grandfather's funeral. So he was allowed to leave the bubble, head down to Atlanta. And while he was down in Atlanta, maybe after the funeral, he so happened to stop at this strip club. And at that strip club, they have the most amazing wings. So people caught wind of it, which is kind of funny. He had posted a picture of his wings. And it's just kind of funny because, he's like, everybody knows, like, that's like my favorite restaurant. They love I love their wings from there. So legit, it was like an in and out. And he actually kind of tweeted something about it, which I thought was funny. But Lou Williams, if you would have not been on a 10-day suspension, the Clippers could have won. But you know what? It's early enough in the season. It didn't really affect anything. So I hope you enjoyed those wings, William or Lou. So so I thought
I heard that story. I didn't know who it was. But I caught wind of it, that it was stating that, and I didn't know he went for wigs. I just heard that a basketball player went to a strip club on his night out on the town and he got suspended, but he went for wings. That's 10 times better. Like, he wanted to get some legs and thighs. That's what he wanted.
Yeah, right. He got some legs and thighs, right?
Oh, yeah. Finger licking good.
A little more than that, I'm sure. But, I don't know. I mean, too, you think about it. You're stuck in the bubble for all season. Why am I saying 2 months? But that's where they're at, right? So they can't really leave. They can't do much. So, a little eye candy.
I get it. But look, dude, you make a stupid amount of money. I'm not stuck in a bubble, but I make what you make, and like my entire paycheck's what you make in like 20 seconds of a game. So if you have to stay there, that's your fault. But either way, I think it's even better that he went on his own goodwill to go get some legs and thighs at the strip club, and we're talking about wings.
Right.
But this
Magic City. That's the name of it.
I've never been there. I've heard that it's just like a Vegas on the East Coast. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, it's hot. They don't call it Hot Atlanta for nothing. I mean, it's, not just because of the heat. I mean, it's a fun place to be.
I got to try it out.
Have to check it out.
I had to try it out. I in time, I'll go look. But I was on the basketball topic, man. I was just watching all week. And it's just fun to have it back. I don't know why. It was really weird that they had the virtual fans there, that they upload the virtual fans. You saw that? I was like, why do you have these fake crowds? But then at the same time, I was like, well, maybe it's actually real good, because I saw behind it at a camera angle that they would do on like the side or the court side. You would see all of that open area with no one in it. And they're like, so they had to do that. But it was funny. They've been bashing in there. Like, they have picture of like an old picture of Dirk that they have in the fans that people are like tweeting on Barstool, or they have a photo of Chris Bosh that they have in like the virtual fans that's kind of stuck there reacting, and they keep bashing all these people and making fun of them. But this week, the best basketball game that I want to highlight right now was and is the best. And it literally made me jump out of my seat. I stayed up super late to watch it. It went into overtime. I'm talking about the Houston Rockets versus the Dallas Mavericks. That game was ridiculous.
I didn't watch it. Tell me about it. I did not watch it. I didn't catch it. I know. I think, more excited about the Clippers Lakers, just because, I don't know, because I think they're going to be the team out of the West, and I think Milwaukee will be the team out of the East. The Greek freak. But we'll go ahead. Tell me about that game.
Freak. So this is me. Like back before quarantine, probably about in December, November, I actually had the opportunity to do like a dual. Houston Rockets came to the UFCPI, and the UFC fighters were teaching the Rockets how to fight, going through a workout. We're just having fun. This is before the season actually. So it would have been way before November. So
Okay.
we sat there and we hung out with them. I was hanging out with PJ Tucker, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Green, everybody. And we were just kind of like, we were joking around how much they were into MMA and how many people they knew. They were talking to Joe Benavidez, Jessica I, myself, and just telling us their favorite fighters. People, they're like, oh, this person's cold. And you also got to see the athleticism from these guys. Like basketball players, like these guys are athletes. Like James Harden, Russell Westbrook, like obviously they can jump. But when we were doing flying knees, I was just like, oh my gosh, man, if you guys ever fought and you hit one of these flying knees, you would decapitate somebody. And just their hand-eye coordination, their movement, they understood, and they could, transition into MMA if they tried. They don't need to stick in your deal. I'd rather be a basketball player than an MMA fighter, but I suck at basketball, but I'm really good at MMA. Anyways, so I have a little bit more, I guess more like interest into the Houston Rockets. And I wasn't that big of a basketball fan like prior. I'd watch the games, I'd do all that, but I didn't have a team that I stood behind. And I just had people. And the Houston Rockets, being hanging out with all those guys, I've just been supporting them. Dude, this game that they had was absolutely insane. Just in the first quarter, there was a combined total of 84 points, which is ridiculous. Is absolutely ridiculous. That doesn't happen. And then
So
in
they're
the
not
second,
nobody's playing defense apparently.
no, they were. They were playing them both. They were playing them both. It was insane because you just can't stop it. Like they were hitting threes. Dallas was hitting threes back and forth. Same thing as the Houston Rockets were hitting threes. In the first half, I think it was 85 to 75, 85 to 75. And that was the first half. That stuff is like an entire game. Last night, you got to sit there. Last night, the Lakers scored a total like 97 points, and the Houston Rockets and them scored that. It was all outright, just shot for shot. People were just banking it. You had James Harden, who ended up making 49 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. It was just insane. That is insane. And that was a match that I watched. And then it went into overtime. The Houston Rockets were losing the whole entire game. And then like at the last 3 seconds, they get a foul. James Harden gets a foul on him, walks up to the free throw line, shoots the first one. He makes it. Now he's down. They're down by 2. They need to make it a tie. All of a sudden, he shoots it, and he misses on purpose. Next thing you know, Covington comes in. Robert Covington comes in on the other side of the bracket, jumps up, tips it in with his finger. Boom, 2 points, game tied, overtime. There we go. There we have it. Houston Rockets end up taking the lead, get the win, 153 to 149. I won $600 on that game by putting a bet down.
Oh my gosh, I think that's awesome. But I'm kind of mad that I missed that now. That kind of pisses me off. Okay. All right. Well, I'm happy that your Rockets won. I like watching the Rockets. I saw Houston play in the playoffs a couple years ago in Houston. It was insane. James Harden. Oh my God. He works his, I don't want to keep swearing, but he works his ass off. Great shooter. I just wish he would come. I don't want to say come through in the clutch a little bit more, but not as clutch as some of my favorites, but great overall player, works his ass off.
Absolutely. They're just a small team.
Yeah, but it's awesome. Oh God, I swear to
You
God, I
should
need
have.
some Red Bull
It
right
was the
now. I'm
best. It was the
struggling.
best game to play
Struggling.
money on. I sat there and won ridiculous amount of money by putting the bets on there. Um, and that's like what we're going to, man, the betting is so easy if you bet the right things. You can't ever bet a winner in basketball. It's like there's times you can, there's times you can't. But
Oh
these
yeah.
bookies, they have so much advanced time to sit there and look at and put the line prior to it and say like, hey, I have 7 weeks to see the Houston Rockets versus the Dallas. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the Houston Rockets at a plus, 150. And then we're going to have the Dallas Mavericks at a minus 150. So essentially for you to win $100 on the Dallas, you would have to put or you have to do $150. You have to risk $150 to win $100.
100.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and it's just
No.
like it's tough. So you sit there and you never want to pick one person, but when you play the game and you sit there, you look at their odds because it's live. These are live goes. These are live bets. You never bet the first quarter, and you only bet the total number in the quarter. So I would bet $100 each quarter, and I bet $100 that the points would go over 100, or the points in the first quarter would be a total of 58 points, 58 and a
Yeah.
half points. So both teams had to score 58 and a half points, and it was like minus 117 to win 100. So I put 117 down, and they ended up scoring 80 something. And then the next quarter, they're like, oh, these guys have to score. It was like 117 again to score 60. And I said, the way these guys are playing, I put it for the over. And they ended up scoring 70 something. So then I was like, oh, man. And at this time, the Houston Rockets were down by 10. They're down by 10. And it was a plus 400. So if I put 100 down, then it would be 400. Well, I just won $200. So I was like, okay, cool. So I put a 100 down on the plus 400 for the Houston Rockets to win. And I was so invested in this fight. Invested all day. That's why, or not fight. I shouldn't even say fight. It was a
I know
game.
what you meant in the game. That's awesome. So I didn't realize that they do it by quarters, but you can just bet on the game. So say, the Pistons are playing Philly. I can go ahead and bet whatever. They give you the line and you can do it that way too. And they do it by quarters or no?
Yeah, they're prop bets. So I play the prop bet. So doing it and you got to find a good bookie. And if you guys are looking for one, just shoot me a DM on J Marquez MMA. I'll lead you to the right bookie. But right now, the thing is that you put these bets out, and I'd never bet on 1-1, one to win, one to lose. It's just it's so tough because in basketball, you never know who's gonna have a game. Last night, you didn't think that the Lakers were gonna lose to the Raptors. You know what I mean? Like the Lakers are a solid team no matter what, but the Raptors came through and they beat them 107 to 90, 92, 97, 92.
Wow.
I'm
What
sorry.
the heck?
But you can bet on that. And the Raptors might have been an underdog, but at the same time, like you want to bet the quarters. You can bet everything down to who shoots what the first shot that's made. Is it a 3-pointer, or is the first shot going to be, the Pistons, or is it going to be the Rockets? Like you can bet anything and everything. And those odds are way better than betting the odds of the actual game and the winner and the outcome of the game.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Well, and you talked about, I just want to touch on what you said earlier about the fans not being there too, because that now has a huge impact, I think, on teams that don't win on the road, like Philly. So some, teams are terrible on the road, and this is kind of an advantage for them. Where I think LeBron said, he gets hyped up with the fans, and that totally affects, does have an effect on his game. So it's kind of interesting. I'm just wondering how that'll play out too. But
you're absolutely correct. I mean, look, there was no one screaming at Harden when he was on the free throw line. There's no one screaming at, LeBron when he's on the free throw line, or any of these other athletes whenever they get fouled. No one just doing that from the opposing team's fan base. And that right there, that's like you're in practice. So a lot of people have been, they were making better shots and more shots than they had prior. Just I think it's that alleviation of pressure from the fans. Because I'll tell you what, MMA, it doesn't matter. You're really focused. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying that in basketball you're not focused. You just have more time to get unfocused in basketball than in MMA. You have 15 or 25 minutes and it's nonstop. You can feel the rumble, but to them, there's a point where they call a timeout in the middle and you have 2 minutes and you can hear the fans, or you have to do a free throw and everybody's kind of stopped right there and only one person, all eyes on them to shoot, and you have the fans booing or cheering or getting loud, and it's like that can
Yeah.
alter a lot. It's very difficult. That's very, very tough on the psychology of a NBA player or a basketball player in that sense.
Absolutely. So, okay, so the NFL and Major League Baseball, what are they going to do? Like, what are we going to, it's not going to work. Thoughts on that? What do you guys think? I mean, um, there's just no way it's going to work. They need a bubble, but where? I mean, if they're going to do it, I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I don't really necessarily know too much. Like it's very tough. They're going to figure it out because the NFL brings in so much money for everything, for ESPN, for the actual communities. I mean, Vegas just spent a ridiculous amount of money to bring the Oakland Raiders to become the Las Vegas Raiders. They have the team out there. Tom Brady just moved out to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay spent a lot of money. They have to make this money back. You can't just sit there and wait. And there's a lot of athletes that aren't going to return this year because of COVID. So it kind of tosses it up. Like I think it will be figured out in time because
Right.
you're canceling out two of the biggest sports in history and trying to say they're not going to come back. It's inevitable. That's so much money being lost, billions of dollars being lost. I don't see that. I see it right now as scared. We're all scared that it's not going to happen like that, but they'll figure it out. Just like the UFC figured out how we're going to bring back the sport. So it'd be the first sport to come back. Just like how NBA figured out how they're going to have these basketball players come back and perform with no fan base. It's going to be the same thing. You're not taking that out. No way.
Yeah. I just don't know. I think if they don't have a bubble, there's just no way it's going to work at all because you have so many players that it just, the teams are huge. There's just, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I hope so because life is not the same without sports.
A
So we're
lot of moving
slowly
parts.
getting it back. All right. We need to stay somewhat on track. You know, I printed out the sheet. I have a sheet, an official
There's a
sheet.
sheet there. Yeah, but since the sports and everything that are coming down, they don't have this. That means we're gonna have to spend a lot of time with our significant others, our girlfriends, or those people that we slide in the
Yeah.
DMs. Kendra, I want to know. Let's give our fans a little bit of insight. Let's give them a little bit of wine and dine. How would you go out on a wine and
Yes.
dine during the
Wine and
pandemic?
dine. Wine and dine, and for me that awful 69 because I am not a big 69 fan, but we'll talk about that. I guess it just depends because I feel like my arm gets tired and I'm shaking and holding. Anyway, that's a whole nother story for another day. But yeah, it's just like what the hell, you can't really enjoy it. No, I'm gonna just start there. How many of you really enjoy the 69? Like it's great, but it's like it's fun for a minute, but one person, you know, is working on one and the other on the other. You're not really enjoying it. It's good visual for the guy. I don't know.
It's
I
a
just feel
race.
like it should be a take turns, you know, but you know, you mix it up. That's, you know, you got to throw the 69 in there sometime. Okay. So for me, a wine and dine. So this would be, okay. So what would be a good first date? Now, if we're talking non-panic, like good first date, I'm different than, you know, other girls, but obviously I feel like you need to kind of have an idea of like what the chick likes, right? You know, so you ask her out. Yeah, for me, it would absolutely be a sporting event of some sort. Okay. Because I feel like that's kind of like a cool, mutual, relaxed, comfortable, like setting, right? So you don't feel any pressure. Do you eat before the date, or if you get club seats or whatever, then, you get a little snack and you can eat because they have food there, which is nice. But let me tell you one thing. My first date at a sporting event, I better not be in the nosebleeds. There's no way I am watching any game, any fight up there. I'm not trying to be bougie. I'm just saying you can't enjoy it if you can't even see what the fuck's going on. So good seats, even if I have to pitch in half. I'm not asking him to drop top dollar. I'm more than willing to pay half to get good seats. Okay. Because you don't know if this date is even going to be good. And at the end of the day, if you don't like your date, you can still enjoy the game, right? That's what I'm thinking. So it's kind of good. So yeah, I'm too like, okay, I'm like overthinking this, what to wear, whatever. Perfect date though would be a nice night out at a fight, at a game, maybe have a couple cocktails. Not always necessary, but I feel like nerves. Don't you feel like nerves? Like you have like your nerves are a little on the first date, or if you're taking someone new out.
Worried about if they're going to mess up, or if you're going to say something dumb, or they're not going to like you for this, that, and the other. I get it. And the sporting event will definitely calm those down for sure. Or an event that visually you guys don't have to keep staring at each other, stuffing your face.
Right. Yeah. And two, like, come on, the first 6 months, nobody is their real self. So, everybody's, you don't really find that person who they really are until like after the 6-month mark or a year. And then you live with them and you're like, holy shit, I can't do this. Like I can't. But, okay. So yeah, a nice event, whatever, head out a game. You'll get the idea too. If your date, like if I want a guy to take me home, or if I want to invite him in, I'll invite him in. Like if you don't get the invite in, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not interested in you. It's just maybe I don't want to move too fast, but if I'm feeling it, there's chemistry. It's been a while. You might get an invite in, but you'll get the cue, most of the time she'll touch your leg, or, she'll touch your arm. Like, there's cues you can tell. And then there are clear cues when she's not interested. There will be none of that. Okay. At all. She's not going to laugh at your stupid jokes. It's not going to happen. Like, you'll know. But yeah, you might get the invite in. And as far as like, setting the mood, if you're in my house and, we're chilling on the couch, and yeah, just make the move. You can't shoot you can't score if you don't shoot. I always screw that one up. But yeah, but you'll get the feeling and then just kind of go with it. Might happen, it might not. You might get to first base, you might get to second. Just all depends. But that's not really, this is more like first date stuff. I don't know. That would be a cool first date for me. I don't know. Cool. What about you?
Date? Yeah, that does sound pretty pleasing, pretty chill, pretty relaxing. The question is, it's like, and when you're at that doorstep and it comes to that point where it's post game, post date, you're sitting there and she's giving you the signs. Like, what are some of the like good tells that a girl would give you? Because we all know when a girl doesn't want to be there or doesn't want to be around. What would be a good sign? Because like touching your leg, like if a girl touches your leg, you can't really tell that sign. But what are some of the signs that you give?
That I give? Oh, I'm a touchy-feely person, so I get that. Like I'm a hugger. Like I'm just that's just who I am. And I like that. But I don't know. I guess I would drop subtle hints like depending, like, oh, do you work early in the morning, or like, do you have a busy day tomorrow? Like, I don't know. I would just kind of like make some small talk to kind of see if you would. I'm sure he wants to stay over. Let's be real. Most guys, hell yeah, they're trying to get it in. I get that. But I don't know. I might just, I might just keep my hand on his leg. I might just, for me, I would just invite him in, I don't know. I'll probably ask if that's what I want, but not a lot of women. Actually, more girls today are a little bit more forward. I don't know. Gosh, I'm so bad. I feel like I'm out of the damn game. I'm really out of the game. Okay. So if there was like a dating game, I would be the damn host. Okay.
You'd be the host. But I mean, you have Jacksonville driving up to come get what they need and what they want. So it's they're throwing it at you. In my perspective, like what I do whenever it's coming towards the end is I sit there, and as I like let them go, or I walk them to their door, or wherever we're at, I kind of give them like a tease, like as I lean forward, like closer to them in a hug, and I have my face kind of going towards their mouth, and then I see the reaction. I see the reaction based upon that, to where like if they don't want it, you can see it, and you can just kind of slide by and like go in for the hug, like, hey, I had a great night, and then walk off. Or you could see it, and then they kind of turn their
Yeah,
face
right?
towards you, like they know what they want. And then that is what an easy, simple, basic, 101 way of telling like they want to take you back home, or they want to kiss, or they want something out of this. But yeah, it's just one of those easy, simple tells. Or I sit there, and as I have my last one, the best one was the person I took out on a date. We went out, and we just simple, basic, easy. We went out. I made steaks at my house prior, and she came over, ate some steaks, and we went out for ice cream. So we go
Oh,
out
that's
for ice
nice.
cream. Yeah, go out for ice cream. But the thing is, we weren't allowed to eat ice cream at the ice cream store. We got the ice cream, and then we went out to like a park, and we went for a walk. And during that time, it was just like a podcast. Both of us sitting there walking, talking, enjoying each other's time,
Mhm.
and kind of figuring each other out, but joking around at the same. Because I just feel as if we sit there and we look at each other at a dinner, and you're staring at each other like, like watching each other eat, it's just very, no one's ever
Yeah,
going to eat what they want.
right?
Then
Well, I do.
yeah, but when I mean, as you get older, you start having that I don't care mentality. But when you're younger,
Yeah,
even
I
like
know, right?
even at my age, a lot of people I know, they're just self-conscious about certain things, or they don't want people to do this, or they don't want to mess up that. So it's always the responsibility of the guy to make that fun, light, easy type of date. We're the same as you're speaking about. You're going to a sporting event, things like that. It's fun. If you've never been, regardless if you have, you go with someone you can enjoy it. And if the conversation doesn't last in there, you still have something else to enjoy about, and you can tell. So back to our story,
Yes, exactly.
I took this person out to get ice cream, and it was a fun time. And throughout the walk through this park, as we're eating ice cream, she she was telling me like she never went to prom, and this, that, and the other, and it was hilarious. I was like, oh, okay. um just all the stuff of
You're
the
laughing
reasons
at the
why.
fact that she's
Yeah.
never went to prom.
Well, her reasons that she stated that she'd never
Oh,
been to prom. So I was like, okay. So then we drove, and there was a high school there, and I told her to pull over the car, and legit, we pulled over. I put on some old school music. I'm talking about, we got Frank Sinatra. We're playing Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons.
that's awesome.
I have like Mambo Number Five. And we're talking about like old school music, but sometimes we go back to her, like her era of music as well. Those are the songs that I like. And by all means, when I say her era, Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons is not her era at all. It's just what I like.
I didn't think
And
so.
it's just
But
a good little, it sets the tone. Well, anyways, we pulled up to that high school, we got out of it, I played that music, we get out of the car, and we're outside of a high school, and I ask her for her prom dance. We
aw,
go to her little prom dance, and I have her standing on my feet, so that way like I'll move her around, we dance, we do that stuff. And you can tell right then and there, you can feel the tension between us both. You can feel and see her expressions, her want of wanting me at that moment. And like she just, at that point, she could literally throw everything at me, and I could see it, I could feel it, I know it. But I didn't give in. The whole time I didn't
ooh,
give in. I let the dance go on. I let it go down for a memory, to where no matter what, she's always remember it. And we sat there, and then, the next song comes on, and we start dancing. It was a jump drive, I think. And it was just more of a poppy. And we're moving around, we're dancing, we're joking around. And then at that point, you could just see that she wanted me at that moment in time. And then I took the opportunity. I let her
off
build.
like a prom dress.
Yeah, I let the
Yeah.
tension build. I let everything go, and to where she wants. And to this day, we still talk and everything, and we'll talk about that
Aw.
moment because it's just everybody just tries to go in for the kill automatically. And sometimes you gotta not have to worry about that. So that is my way of changing up, even during the pandemic, like that's how you do. You
Yeah.
listen to what they say. If they hadn't been to prom, create a prom. If you don't have the income, don't tell them you don't have the income. Create your own date. If they want to go on a date with you, right? They just want to go. They want to be there.
Yes, that's right. I like that. You're a little hopeless. Well, you're a big hopeless romantic. That's nice. I mean, very nice. Very nicely done. God, I need to work on my romance. I really suck. Like you want to throw down? Yeah, show me what you're working with. I mean, I am bad sometimes.
Well, you don't necessarily need it. You're married. You've been through the game. You've done it all, and not only that, everybody wants you. Um,
Just 18-year-old boys, I got a nice text about that. But anyway, well
yeah,
played. Well played.
well played. Let's look at you know let's look at some stuff on Instagram. Let's play a little game. Let's close this chapter out with a couple fans questions, but let's highlight some people that we find attractive on Instagram. Let's do the Instagram hotties of the week. You sent me a couple.
I
Sent me a
did.
couple of them, and I'm kind of sitting here. Let's go for the first one. Who is our first one up on the Instagram hotties? We have Lily Andrews. Is this the name? It's Lily Andrews is her Instagram name, and looks like she's a nursing student. She's a playmate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she has exclusive content. And let's look at her photos. She's tan, tall, long legs, fit body. She
Yes.
definitely is a model for sure. Luscious lips, perfect eyebrows, long dark black hair, little bit of tattoos on the forearms. What size?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. What nationality is she?
Honestly, I have no idea.
She she kind of looks a little Asian
Asian, I know.
with
Are you?
Hispanic mixed to it.
Yeah, I think
What?
so.
Why did you pick her?
And I do kind of know her. But I just think she's great. I just think she's sexy. She's smart. I don't feel like she's not, she's kind of has like a natural look to her. She can be obviously, she's classy, but she can be a little wild. You can see. So she's kind of, I feel like she has it all. She could be a good girl or a bad girl. She knows how to dress it up. She's just classy. I like her. Really sexy.
Yeah, a little spice to herself. I like it. She's got a great smile, which that's what all guys are looking for. But yeah, her body she's definitely a
Beautiful.
hottie. It's definitely one of those people that you kind of want to pay for premium, but at the same time you don't. You just like the Instagram because the Instagram gives you enough detail to where you like it.
Yes.
So that's kind of where it's at.
So yeah.
See the next Instagram hottie that you got. Why don't you pull that one up and start this up?
Okay. So this one, we'll do a couple girls and then we'll do a couple guys. All right. So I'm typing her in. ALY. Here she is. Okay. So this girl, it's Alicia, ALYSIA _MAGEN, Megan. She is a U.S. Air Force vet. She does have her own website. She's into fitness. She looks like she has an OnlyFans and some YouTube. She has a little bit of merchandise. So it seems like she's very well-rounded. Yeah. She's got a nice rump on her too. I know I did say that. Yeah. Rump.
She's thick. She have a video of her just getting down, twerking.
Nice booty.
She's literally hanging off a balcony. She's on a balcony all the way down 2 inches. Her butt's 2 inches from the ground, and she's definitely moving. She's thick.
Yeah, she has some tattoos. So I really admire the fact that, she was in the military, like, a strong female. Thank you for your service and for your Instagram page, which we
Yes.
are thoroughly
Your
enjoying.
Instagram page is definitely a service to me right now. Wow, look at this.
Yeah,
Dude,
she's doing
this
service.
I mean,
Beautiful.
she's thick
Yes.
in all the right places, and she's very, very seductive with her looks.
Mhm.
And she just, when she's looking at the camera, she definitely makes you want to
Go
uh,
through the lens.
yeah, go through the lens. She has a photo on here of her wearing edible underwear, and edible bra. Like, it literally says, "Meet me at the
Mhm.
candy shop. I'll let you if you subscribe to my OF." That is such a great tag.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That is
I just can't
amazing.
stop scrolling. I
I,
mean,
I,
this
I was actually scrolling through the whole thing. I'm like, wow, like the further and further you get, the more and more like deeper down the rabbit hole of just
of no return.
amazingness you get. That's
No return.
what is her name? Alicia?
Alicia Megan.
Alicia Megan. Yeah, that's a baddie
Alicia?
for sure.
Alicia? It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay, she is definitely.
I sent you a couple of them.
Yes,
Um,
good. All right, so I'm going to go back here. So yeah, so thank you for your service, and yes, very, very, very sexy. Let's go to the next one. Do do do. Oh, you sent me this one. All right, so this um, is a doctor. Her
yeah.
name. How come I can't get that part on here? Eh, eh,
Uh,
eh.
it
Oh,
is
Kelly Comatose. Yes.
which one do you want? Kelly Comatose or Dr. Andrews?
Oh, we're gonna come back. Oh, see, I had Kelly Comatose. No?
I sent them
Yeah.
both. I sent them both. Here, I'll send you another one. Uh, if you look in your DMs and sending it right now, and I'll send you both of them. Kelly just posted. I just pulled it up on my
Oh, yeah.
Instagram. She just posted a new photo. Let's talk about her
Yes,
real
yes,
quick.
yes.
So when you go to
Yes.
Kelly
Let's talk about
Comatose,
her.
she is she is this girl is she's a thick woman. She looks like she's a tall girl, but she is
Yeah.
definitely
Wait a
she's
second.
tatted from the head
Oh, I
to the
thought I knew her.
toes. Blonde hair, dirty blonde hair, vicious eyes when she looks into the camera, luscious
I was
lips.
just gonna say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's rocking a dunk, and she's got a very, very um, large chest, if that has to say anything. What do you think those are right
Yes.
there?
Add her on. Those have to be. Whew, wow. They've got to be like E's, man, or triple. They're way bigger than triple D's. Those things are huge. They're
Yeah,
looking very nice now. I like the she does, it seems like she does a lot of photo shoots, so she gets really creative with some of them. She's up on a ladder on one. There's some money on the other one. The beach is always sexy in the water. Like, guys like wet. She's very wet in some of these.
yeah, she's definitely
So yeah, she's
these are
got a
my type
very
of girls
unique
right there.
face.
Tatted from the feet up. Like, if I were to ever bound down, it would
Yeah.
definitely be to a woman that has tatted up. But yeah, she's always
Yes.
posing in the camera. She has a different deal. Her look into the camera is that's what really
Hmm.
makes these so much, greater than, majority of a lot of these like Instagram models is just the look, is how they look in there. It's almost like they're telling you a story by that photo, and they draw you
Yeah.
in. And but yeah, she's just
Yes.
that's another one. And then
Definitely hot.
we sent you, that was Kelly Comatose. We'll definitely keep putting these up. Then
Yes.
we
You
have
sent me
Dr.
Dr.
Sunny
Sully
Andrews.
and Bruce.
This person, I found her on a fitness page, and I legit fell in love with this girl. I was like, oh my gosh, one, you're a doctor. Not only that, you're a doctor, you're a you're a surgeon.
That means she's good with her hands.
Oh, real good,
Absolutely have to have a, it's true.
So
Yes.
it's what's crazy is that she's a doctor, she's a surgeon, but also she is a WBFF pro. So she does bikini modeling, things like that. So she is completely fit. Her body is exactly what the posters you put on during your fitness camp as a female to look up to.
Unbelievable.
She's got brains, she's got beauty, she's got a body,
Jeez.
6-pack. She's thick. She definitely is
She's
intelligent.
insane.
Yeah, she is insane.
Definitely. I need a new doctor, Dr. Sunny Andrews. I'm just saying. Can you be my doctor? You are definitely. Wow.
But look at the
Wow.
definition, like in her photos, like the definition in her legs from, doing her modeling, her
She's
physique modeling. If you
insane.
look at, she's very put together, very well. And
Look at
she
those
looks at the camera
calves.
again. There's
Sorry.
something. The calf.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. I know. Because you don't see great calves on a woman. I mean, how is her weight? She's not even human. She's not human. She is built from, wow.
She's a Terminator. That's what it is. At the end of the day, she's a Terminator. She's a doctor, surgeon. She's a model. She's put together like anybody's ever wished they would be as a female. And
Love it.
how would you like this in the middle? Like you get sent in to go do surgery, and next thing you do, you wake up and you have this woman looking at you, and
Wow.
you would think you're dead. You would literally wake
Yeah.
up and think you're dead if she's looking right at you, talking to you. You're just like, am I dreaming? Am I alive?
Unbelievable. Oh,
She's just
awesome. Yeah, I'm like scrolling. So she is the complete package here. I like that we ended with her.
Yeah,
Complete package.
it's one of those like, I wish this photo was a scratch and sniff type of deal.
Right? I know. Sometimes I'll be like I'm gonna lick the screen.
The
Like
schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
You're right.
But I love that.
Ah.
Now she's
Okay. So
those are our female models of the week that we enjoyed.
Sure.
And
yes.
then
I know this is not as exciting, but we do have some ladies that listen.
we have some ladies that listen. So who do we got?
So we'll do one guy. Okay. Underscore. He can do both. Underscore.
He can do both. Let's see.
Yeah.
Right here, underscore, he can do both. Once I go to this profile, it is a man that
not him.
Do that. Huh?
Wait a second.
This is a group of men. This is he can do both. Tag
oh wait.
us in photos.
This is the one. This is the guy.
That is the guy. Oh, so that is, it shows his deal. It's muscle doc underscore KR. And this is a Dr. Caleb Redden. He's a sports medicine physician. And this guy looks like, he's a doctor for sure. Kind of looks like a short-haired version of Chris Hemsworth.
Yes, I was going to say that. I just saw that movie he was in. It was on Netflix, and it was so good. But yeah, he does.
This dude is, so he's on the Muscle magazine. He's on Train. This guy is just shredded.
I like him a little more clean cut there. I'm not going to lie, like that, but still like a little. Yeah, absolutely. So that's definitely well taken care of. Again, for a guy, very, very attractive and brains. And, and he's a doctor of, let's see sports medicine, which is even better.
Yeah, he's definitely this guy is completely, he looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger back in his, 20s or 30s. The guy's physically in shape, defined abs, pecs are strong. He definitely looks like he takes care of himself a lot, and he's well groomed, but he's also intelligent. I mean, there's photos of him and CT Fletcher side by side, and he makes CT Fletcher look small. So it just doesn't even define the size of this person. It's like, this guy's a pretty big dude.
He is, and he's a husband and father.
What a
beautiful family photo. Beautiful.
What an amazing. That's a good looking family too.
Yeah.
This guy has it all. Like, he's every female's dream right there.
So definitely he is pretty much.
He'll be the male model of the week. We'll give one of them because I can't go too deep into
Yeah.
that. But he definitely is rocking it and he's got it. I love it. And let's go into the ending segment. Let's get a couple fan questions coming in and out. It's our fun time of the week. We get to sit there and ask our fans all these random things, and they come back with just some unique questions, sometimes very vulgar and sometimes very honest. And I like the ones that ask good questions. So if you have good questions and we put out that tweet, or Kendra puts out that tweet of what questions we should have, come up with some fun, exciting ones. Right here, we
Yeah.
have a good one. And this one is from Punish761. He goes, I know you like UFC, but you are a boxing fan too. If so, who is your current favorite fighter and then favorite fighter of all time?
Current favorite fighter would probably,
In boxing.
I know. I would have to say Ryan Garcia right now. He's up and coming. He's Canelo's protege. He's fast. He's lean. He's mean. He's just, yeah, he's awesome. I enjoy watching him fight. And then former, I'm a huge Tyson fan. I like Mike Tyson. I don't know. I like him. So he's probably my favorite former. But again, on the 12th, we'll see of September, we'll see what happens with that fight. But I'm excited nonetheless. So.
Did you also see, I was reading up on that, the Tyson fight and Jones fight is an exhibition, which I found it weird. And then I found out that the fight cannot lead to a knockout. If it is led or looks like one of the other is trying to go for a knockout, the ref would stop it. What?
I don't like that.
What is going on?
I don't like that. It's like it ruins excitement. I get it maybe because they're older, but
It's controversy the whole way through. The whole way through.
I don't like it. Too many stipulations and I don't like it.
Next question we have from Steve H5151300000. I just wanted to keep saying zeros after that now. You have conquered everything you have done. What is next for Kendra? And are you ever going to retire or disappear into a private life?
Oh, good question. Well, I haven't done everything I want to do. I mean, an adult, yes, I'm totally, satisfied and, happy with what I did. I'm not going to announce my retirement. I'm just going to sail off into the sunset. So yeah, I'll never announce my retirement. When it happens, it happens. But I feel like sometimes when you announce it too early, then you need to come back and you'll just look dumb. So I'm not going to do that. So, I'm not ready to hang up the thong yet, but we'll ride it out for a bit.
This is a funny question right here. And it's not even a question, but it is a question. Yet it's like the audacity, but the interest that I have in this question, it makes me laugh. And this is from Nike T1324. And it states, baby, can you rub your pussy on my mouth for a minimum of 1 hour?
What?
Well, first off, that's not really a question. Second off, it's like,
wow.
Okay, that's a long ass time. Like, how many, you must really suck at your job. That's what I'm thinking. For an hour?
Rub it. So, okay, so if I'm thinking about it, am I rubbing, helping and moving his tongue? Are we taking turns? Like, I can let, I don't want to say anyone, lick my pussy for an hour because some people are not very good at it. Again, you do not want to just annihilate it with your tongue. Like, don't stab at it. Be soft and gentle with it, guys. Okay. So if it's good, yeah. Let me see that again.
Yeah. Like that. So an hour of stabbing, that sucks as a question. First off, if you ever said an hour, come on. You're not doing your job correctly, because if it takes an hour for you to even do that, I'm going to be tired. I'm going to be eating cereal. It's not even me.
Right.
But if the girl would, they should get up and leave. You should leave if it takes longer than 5 minutes.
Julian, there's where you're wrong. Do not say that. See, that is why I am here to educate you and not make you look dumb, obviously, but I think a big misconception with a lot of guys, if it doesn't happen in 5 minutes, do you know the average woman takes at least 15 minutes to orgasm from oral sex? We
Oh,
feel
not with
rough.
me though. I have a stopwatch.
Those are your skills.
Yeah,
Oh, bam. All
for
right.
sure.
Okay, but for most girls, it takes like 15 minutes, sometimes 20 and even longer. But girls feel pressured to orgasm, or they're taking too long, or they feel nervous. There's lack of communication. We'll talk about that, but that's a
Yeah.
huge thing.
There's
So,
also in that situation is that whoever's doing it is just going straight for you to sit on the mouth. Like you don't bring the sexual tension up. And that's what causes everything to be so amazing in that point, and it makes it so easy is whenever you make it relaxing environment, make it fun, and then you build it up through the time. If you go straight in for it, you kind of ruin
yes,
that
I think you're
vibe.
good at building things up, like when you talked about the prom. So I should have discredited you. So yeah,
It's
your
all right.
tongue must
5
be
minutes.
magical.
I'll move it up. I'll move it up. I'll move it up. Kendra said, I'll tell the next person, hey, Kendra told me I need to go 10 minutes longer than normal.
10 minutes. Yeah. But yeah,
So
1 hour, buddy. Like the guy who asked the question.
it's a
I'm gonna,
girl.
oh,
Well, I
oh,
think it's a girl. Niket. Yeah, Niket. Either way, terrible question. And you need to be a more descriptive lady because minimum 1 hour. First off, I don't want to sit anywhere for an hour.
1
This
hour.
podcast, I'm already sliding
Right.
side by side.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. Let's see. It says this. James Vincent at Dark Jedi 7610. Amazing question already. Your Dark Jedi. Kendra Lust, have you ever legit orgasm during a scene with a male performer? And if yes, which one?
Yes. I have many. Um, yeah. I'm just replaying these things in my head. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't orgasm with Manuel? If you don't, then you have some orgasming issues. Because if you don't orgasm with the French, he will speak French to you in your ear as he's banging you. You don't know what the fuck he's saying, but it just sounds sexy. And yeah.
Little croissant.
Yeah. Croissant.
My little croissant.
I'm gonna give you my big croissant in your pussy. Yes. No. So if you don't, then you have problems. See, I just got a little see a little tingle.
A little spinal sense.
So yeah, so definitely. Good question. Thank you for what'd you say?
I said your spider sense is tingling.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great question that we have right here. This is from Nothing Off Limits reporting, and I think we should end on this question. Last question, and this is the type of questions I like.
Okay.
All right. It's this from at Nick CEE6. And it goes, if your fiance has recently mentioned porn, specifically her watching it in the past, her being okay with me watching it, and watching it together in the future as a man, and from the video of a woman, how should I approach this? Any recommendations for a first film to watch?
Okay, so I mean, she's mentioned it, so obviously she's comfortable. Maybe she's giving you, she's hinting around, right? That maybe she wants to watch it and trying to feel out how you feel about watching it. Am I understanding the question correctly? Yeah,
I think it's more that the person that asked this, Nick, I think that's his name because it's part of his name or part of his username. She's asking to be a little bit more open. She wants to enjoy. She wants to be a little bit more, bring sauce to the bedroom. You guys are emotionally together, and you guys you're dating your fiance. You're about to get married, and it's her kind of like asking in a polite way, like, hey, let's spice things up. She's probably looking for different positions, different advice through porn for you to watch. Oh, let's try this. Let's watch this together. And it's probably because you have the same position that you go to every time. You do the same thing every sexual encounter with her. And it's good. You know what she likes, but it's never, there's no extra salt into that deal. You just, it's bland. It has no flavor. It's go in there, you make a little bit of kisses, and then maybe you do a little oral, and then you go into missionary, you hold missionary, and then her favorite position is doggy style, and that's where you finish out.
I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing the way you just so funny how you said little kisses. I love it. But yeah, you're right. Your shit's stale, Nick. Okay. So change it up. You need to really I don't have a recommendation for a first one. I mean, I would ask her, she's mentioned it, like what type of get an idea of what she used to watch or what she likes, what she enjoys watching, because if she's turned on, obviously, then you're going to be turned on, right? And it's going to be better for both of you. So, I mean, I wouldn't go straight to kink.com. I mean, anything like that. But, yeah, I would go with something kind of, I wouldn't say vanilla, but not too kinky, at first. And then you just kind of gauge it to see what she likes. I mean, if she's into clowns, you pull out, the old bozo hair, whatever. Like, you don't know whatever she's into, feel her out. If mama's happy, the whole house is happy, everybody's happy, then, daddy's happy. It's a win for everyone.
And don't get so upset or don't feel like it's attacking you personally. This is her, you guys are about to get married. That's supposed to be your best friend. That's supposed to be the person that knows the majority of your life. And you guys have gone down and did the nasty with each other multiple times. So she's seen everything you've got, and you've given her everything you got. At least I hope. And
right.
It's okay. You guys can have this communication. Don't take it as an insult from her. Don't take it in any other way that's saying that, like, hey, let's experience some stuff. Like, I want to experience some deals. So when you go down the dark web of, pornography and watching these films, don't be afraid to try some of these positions. And if you don't succeed out of it, don't feel uncomfortable. Just know that, like, hey, it is what it is. You tried something. No one's ever the best at the first podcast they did, or the best, first sprint they've ever done, or the best high jump.
Right. I mean, deep throat, that's an art. I mean, I still struggle a little bit. I'm just saying, sometimes, so do not, women too, don't feel bad if you can't deep throat the first time. Just takes time.
It takes time. This is it's a long journey, especially you guys are about to get married. So enjoy that and have that going. And for that will be our final ending. That's it for this podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this podcast as much as we enjoyed talking about it. And
yeah,
I don't know, what do we got going on this week?
I'm just trying to recover.
You're about to put on the mom shades.
I'm not laughing. I swear to God, I can't right now. Yeah, this week I've got a lot going on. I got a calendar of stuff, but Tuesday night, the Contender series, we need to really watch that. I have to check my calendar because I can't remember anything at this point. Dental cleaning, train with Torian, Dr. Quinn appointment, meetup. August 5th is National Underwear Day. So wear your best underwear. I want to see them. Show me those panties.
I guess I don't have panties, but I will definitely get in some cool underwear. Hopefully SpongeBob.
Yes.
Maybe Patrick Star.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Just get on something. Okay. Because or, you can prep for that Speedo. What else?
Oh my God, I'm not doing the Speedo. Why is everyone, how many messages I've got because of that Speedo? They think I'm really doing it.
I love it. You are doing it.
I'm not doing it. We didn't shake on that. It was push-ups. You just threw in the Speedo, and then I went up to you.
Great. All bunched up. Whatever. Just grad parties, 2 grad parties, the 7th and 8th. This is going to be fun. The boys' graduation party. And
this isn't a random one that you just met at the shake shop.
No, these are like people that we know.
Okay.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. That'll be cool. And 7th and then 8th is like a family one. And God, content with a girl if she shows up and doesn't flake on me on the 6th. So,
that sounds like a busy week. Week.
Same old.
I love it. Well, thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
This has been a fun one, episode 5. We'll see you next week, and we'll talk about those grad parties and see if it's as intense as last time.
Yeah.
Later, y'all.
Yeah, we'll see. It will. We're going to make it intense. All right.